Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Women. Oh, it's not Women Crushing Wednesday. Oh my God, I'm just like so programmed. Welcome to In the Ring with Christine. I'm so glad everybody can join us, and I have a special guest today, Coach Rob. You want to introduce yourself and tell everybody who you are?
Rob Acosta, boxing coach and strength and conditioning coach.
So you do both.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm very curious about that. I'm very
yeah,
curious about that because, back in the day, the old school coaches, they were like, all you need is a boxing coach. We do
yeah,
everything. And then this new age, I don't know what, the last 10 years, people are like, we need to hire strength and conditioning coaches,
yeah,
professional strength and conditioning coaches. And then
yeah.
the two got together, and then
hmm
you're paying two separate coaches. So talk to me about how you do both and what your beliefs are on that.
I enjoy actually doing both. To be honest, it's it's kind of like my superpower, so to speak. Because a
Yeah.
lot of strength coaches they're great at what they do, but they don't have the familiarity uh, they don't have the IQ or the knowledge of the boxing world.
Right, right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
So
I do.
some of them, they have degrees, they have their masters and whatnot, and they can get a person in shape, but it's a lot different when you know what it feels like to be in there, you know what it
Mm-hmm.
feels like to be in those crunch time moments and those championship rounds, and so it kind of gives me that extra superpower because I'm just an addition to whoever I work with.
Yeah, and the thing is like, because I mean, some of my boxers, a few of them, they've worked with strength and conditioning coaches, and one in particular, um, he dealt with only like football players and
Mhm.
cheerleaders and things like that.
Yeah.
So in the beginning, and no bash at him. I mean, we talked
Mhm.
and we work side by side together now.
Yeah,
He was putting a lot of muscle on my boxer, and I said, hey,
yeah,
we don't need that. We don't need that.
yeah,
So I
yeah.
think once they understand, but as coaches, like the ones that can't afford the S&C coaches, or they want to have them, that's great. But we do a lot of that too. I mean, we've
hmm
been doing that for decades,
Yeah,
you
hmm
know. So that's great. That's great that you do
yeah.
both.
Yeah. It's a hard adjustment sometimes too, because like old school coaches, they follow a specific system,
Mhm. Mhm.
and
Mhm.
a lot of people don't understand. Like you could be doing dips wrong, you could be doing push-ups wrong, you could be doing pull-ups wrong. They can't figure out why they really can't secure those ravioli squares in their abs.
Yeah.
They can't do it. So what they do is just do this, just do that, but don't really understand the science behind it.
Yeah.
But of course, like modern time, everything gets a lot better as it goes.
That's true.
So the education is out there, the knowledge is out there, and there are a lot of football coaches who are great at what they do.
Right.
And they struggle going into boxing because if you eliminate the weights from them, it's kind of like, all right, well, all right, so how do
What
we
do we
get
do?
this? And yeah,
Yeah.
what do we do? And the one thing you don't never want to gas a fighter out with is overcooking their legs, because
Right.
that's the biggest tool that they have at this
Yeah,
point. You know what I'm
for
saying?
sure.
So it's like little details that I put together.
That is so good. So you have a full program. I love that.
Yeah.
Something that I can do is put the ravioli squares away, but I have no abs. So, I think
Mhm.
that's a totally different thing.
Yeah, but not everybody. Like, look, listen. Like, behind the skin and you see the muscle structure. Everybody has it. It's
I'm
just
talking about like this. I'm talking about
I
like,
know, I know, I know, but that's where I was getting to. So it's like you can work your ass off to get to that, but
yeah,
then it's faster to lose it than it is to gain it.
yeah,
You'll
yeah,
lose
that's
abs
true.
fast. You'll
That's
lose
true.
abs so fast, unless if you're genetically like
Right.
you're
Freak of
built like you
nature.
were born. You were born that way, so that's
Yeah,
different. But if somebody that has to work at it, you'll spend 8 weeks to work at it, and then it's gone in 48 hours.
right. No, that's
So
true.
it's
That is
yeah,
so
it's a
true.
pain. It's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, don't skip a Monday and don't skip more than 3 days because you'll
Yeah.
be in trouble, be in big trouble.
Yeah,
We had a bang-in weekend, and I definitely
we
want to talk
did.
about that before we talk about more of the stuff that you're doing and who you're doing it with. But
Okay.
Something, we had the Teofimo and Shakur fight, and everybody was salivating. Everybody was split. Some had Teo, some had Shakur.
Hmm.
But even before that, like at the press conference, like I love Tiger Johnson. I was blessed enough to work with him.
Hmm.
When he was on the national team and in Tokyo at the Olympics. So he's like close to my heart. Love him.
Okay.
We saw him that he got jumped, and then we found out allegedly it was the Haney's team.
Hmm.
What were your thoughts on that?
Um, I heard the same thing.
Hmm.
I heard that it was a argument that kind of stemmed from Tiger and Sean,
Yeah.
Bill's youngest son,
Yes.
arguing. So it's multiple ways to look at it. Tiger, did you know that he was a kid? And sometimes these kids they talk a little too reckless.
Hmm.
You know what I
Hmm.
mean? But then also there's no one like guiding this kid
Right.
to watch what he say to who because this is a tough game.
Oh yeah, for
You know what I
sure.
mean? And what's disturbing is a lot of these fighters they want to live the street life, but also living it in boxing. And
Yes.
you can't have both. If
No.
you're gonna be a street dude, be a street guy all the way. And if
Right.
you're gonna retire and do something with it, then fine. But you can't be a street guy all the way and then also put in 24 hours in boxing. It
Facts.
don't go together. It don't
Facts.
go together. So you just
No.
gotta pick. You gotta pick. But him getting jumped, that's corny.
Yeah.
That's corny
Yeah.
because he got cut in his eye. He got cut in
Yeah.
his lower part of his eye.
Yeah.
It was stupid.
Yeah, I agree. I agree because the thing is like you're always having to watch your back. Number one, and boxing talk is boxing talk. I mean, there's
Yeah,
always the build up, the trash talk. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah,
that,
yeah.
that's cool. That's cool until you start putting hands on people. Outside of the ring.
Right.
You always got to look over your shoulder, and then you got innocent bystanders. What if there was a kid out there, a media person that got trampled, or whoever? Like you just
Hmm.
never know. It's
Yeah.
just a dangerous game because folks want to play tough guy. So I'm with you. It was stupid. It was really stupid.
It was just two people. Like I understand Tiger is a fighter first. I get that.
Hmm.
I mean
Hmm.
he's a fighter second, but he's a man first. You can
Fact.
only take but so much disrespect from somebody.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
what makes it weird is that I don't know if it's intentionally or unintentionally where the Haney seems like they're like a problem no matter where they go.
Yeah.
Gripping up Brian Norman like the way they did, like your
Yeah.
security didn't have to do that. If you're
Yeah.
gonna keep it boxing, let's keep it boxing. If
That's
you want to
true.
take it to a different level, then I
Yep.
mean, it's just it's sad. It's sad.
Yeah, I totally agree with you on that. And then let's talk about the main event. I mean, there were other fights. If you want to talk about some of the other fights before that, we can.
Yeah, whatever
Um,
you want, whatever you want.
but the main event, um, did you predict that it was going to go the way that it did between Tio and Shakur?
Nah, nah, nah. I didn't. I didn't. I
Woo!
like watching Shakur in the gym several times and seeing the way he trains. You know he's good at what he do. Like you
Yeah,
know his IQ is great. You know he's very defensive.
right.
He's a master of range control. I thought Tio will put up a better performance because of his athleticism and his explosiveness. I
Hmm.
really thought he was going to have a better fight, but I don't know what happened. I don't know. It's almost to say like he just stopped.
Yeah,
Like he just for me watching it from the TV, it just looked like he was already defeated in a third round, and then the
yeah.
rest of the rounds he was just trying to just go with the flow. But I also don't agree with his dad giving him the instructions that he did. Like that was crazy.
That part, and that's the thing too, and I talked about this on a post fight interview
Mhm.
after. It was like, you know, you're a coach, right? It's like you have to give clear, simple instructions on what to do, and you have to have a plan A, B, C. Because if your plan B is not working, you got to have a fallback plan.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems as though they did not have a fallback plan at all. And like
Yeah.
like you said, in the third round, yeah, you start seeing that look of defeat.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You see it. I mean, listen, if we're talking about a 4 round fight, that's close to an amateur. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? It's close to an amateur fight, right?
right.
But when you're dealing with 6, 8, 10s, and 12s, and you're gonna start going into like the deep ends of the fights,
Mm-hmm.
you have 1 minute to really, and it's not even a minute if you really think about it. Let's
No,
let's
it's like
really break down the
48
math.
seconds.
It's
Yeah,
if that, because
yeah,
they're depending where the round ended and where
that's
they are
true.
closest to the corner. So let's
That's
just
true.
say they're at the neutral corner. That eliminates a few seconds.
Yeah,
Sitting on a stool, getting all the guys to come in, and
yeah,
then you start the cuts. The cut man
yeah,
comes in, starts doing this thing. Then at the 50-second mark is seconds out. You got to get
yep,
out the ring.
yep,
So you mean to tell me that you utilize your time to say what happened to your power, bro?
yeah.
You're
Or
gonna
you
be
got to
mad
hit
at
him,
yourself
bro.
when you
You
see
got to hit
this.
him, bro.
That I don't understand. I don't understand. And not to take nothing from him because he took T.O. at a good distance, but it's like, come on, bro. Like your second didn't have nothing to say.
Right, exactly.
Like, you know what I'm saying? But
No,
what's
facts.
interesting, I'll tell you what's interesting. I saw an interview, I think it was either earlier today, with Shakur talking to Najee. And he was saying that he went in there, he went to his locker room, he gave him a hug, they took a picture together, and there was nobody in the locker room.
Mm,
So it's like, is Teal really doing this on his own?
that's
You
sad.
understand what I'm saying?
That's
Like
effing
I
sad.
I know that his dad is always going to support him, but is he
But
doing this
is
for
he?
himself? Is he doing
Yeah,
this for himself? You know
right.
what's funny? You remember when he fought? Who did he fight? I can't remember who he fought. But Teal's dad was, when you go to the in the center of the ring to talk to the ref, the last
Yes,
moments before the bell rings,
yes.
he still had the WBC belt on his shoulder. You ever see you ever see somebody do that?
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, I'm talking about the coaching one.
Yeah,
Yeah, I never seen nobody do that. So my whole thing is, are you doing it for you? Or you doing it for Tio?
yeah. The
You know what
thing
I'm saying?
is like I believe not all of them, but some of these fathers are doing it for themselves. They
Mhm.
live through their kids, through their
Yeah,
sons,
yeah,
and you see it in situations like this. Nobody's saying, your pops didn't take you to a certain level and you just need to cut him out altogether. But
right.
sometimes you have to be able to have that conversation, pops, hey, we're going to need to bring somebody else in. Who do you
Hmm.
think would be a good match for us? And
Yeah,
this is who I think. And then you just weigh the pros and cons of whoever you're talking about, and then you go
right.
forward if
Yeah,
you're really about your child.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
But
yeah,
if
yeah.
you're not, then now you want the limelight. And we've saw it with Brian Norman Sr. too. And
That
I
was
like I
crazy.
like Junior. I like Junior. But he said he's not taking a back seat to anybody. So what does
That's
that tell you?
crazy. That's
Crazy.
great. That's blasphemy. Like
Absolutely.
I had the the opportunity to meet Junior a couple times when he came to the
Hmm.
gym and he sparred and everything, right? So he's quiet. So he
Yeah,
doesn't give up an asshole vibe.
right.
You know what I'm saying? But when you're in training camp and the camera's on you 24/7, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? A lot of people just can't get enough of it.
that's
So
true.
they see the humiliation behind the progression to leading to the fight, to your instructions in the corner.
Right.
Then the fight is over. Then it's like, Dad, listen, I still want you there, but I want to have a different
Yeah,
eye in there. And you say no. Oh, well,
right.
then I'm just not doing it. Then you wasn't doing this for me to begin with.
Facts.
You know what I'm
And how
saying?
hard is it for a son to have to go to their dad? That's already hard enough
Yeah.
to say, I think we need to bring somebody else in because there's going to be feelings hurt and there's going to be some
100%.
anger and everything. So
Yeah.
to be a man to be able to do that in the first place is hard,
Yeah.
you
Look at
know?
Bill. Bill did it.
Yeah,
Bill brought in
exactly.
Mickey Bay. Bill brought in Mickey Bay. Bill
Yep.
got Zab Judah's dad, Mr.
Yeah,
Judah.
that's
You know
true.
what I mean?
That's true.
So he got a lot of people that's with him, but that's why I respect the, just sometimes you just got to bite the ego and just say, all right, listen, this
No,
is not about me.
you
We're
do.
going to
You
bring this
do.
team together. Yeah.
You do. And
Bomac
and
does it.
yeah, oh
Bomac
yeah.
do it. I mean, not to say that Bomac's Crawford's son,
No, no, no,
but if
no,
you
no,
look
no,
at
no. But he's
Bomac,
like a son to him. He
yeah,
is.
if you watch the way he does it, like even in the corners, he's like, all right, do you got something? Do you got something?
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's
Yeah.
dope to me, but I don't know. I can't
And
figure that out.
and there's very few like that. Like another example who's done that to me is Kay Karoma.
K
Um,
K, yeah, I like K.
yeah,
I
yeah.
like
We've been on international
Mm-hmm.
tournaments. back in the years, and he would
Mm-hmm.
always look to me too. I was a second, and what do you think, Christine? And then
Mm-hmm.
and I respect that. And now, I mean, I do that. I follow
Yeah.
suit. I do that
Mm-hmm.
because
Yeah.
we all have different things that we see. We're
Yeah. Yeah.
seeing the
Yeah.
same thing, but there might be one something I don't see or something they don't see, whatever, and then you figure it out.
Yeah.
But
No, I
no, I
like.
know. And then if you, I think another red flag is that whenever you see these fathers doing more interviews than the actual fighter,
Mm-hmm.
there's a problem there.
Yeah.
There's a
Yeah.
problem.
100%.
And I do media too, obviously, and it's just like we know who we could go to and get interviews from. We
Yeah.
do.
Yeah. 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 Yep.
And no disrespect to anybody, but I have never interviewed those fathers or even asked to interview them because
Right.
I've seen the red flags. But
Yeah.
that's me. That's just me. As a
Yeah.
parent, I don't like it.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like even when I worked with I have a son and I got
Uh-huh.
two girls.
Yeah.
So I worked with them. Boxing is not for them, and that's cool.
Right.
But I caught myself plenty of times being overly hard. Like I was too
Mhm.
hard on my son, and I
Mhm.
was like, you know
Mhm.
what? And then I asked a friend of mine, yo, can you work with him?
Yeah.
Maybe he can listen to it better. I don't
Yes.
care about that. I just want him to
Yes.
get better. You understand what I'm
Yes.
saying? So
Same.
that's the difference. But
It's
it's a
true.
shame.
It's
It's a
true.
shame
It's
though.
true.
It's a shame.
Because you're the parent. Like, I mean, I have 8 sons, and 7 of them boxed, and it was the same thing. Because I mean, I'm mom,
Yeah.
dad's dad. So sometimes you go and say, hey, can you? And then they're like, oh my god, you know what Coach so and so said? I'm like, yeah, I do actually. But no, you got to
Yeah,
do
yeah,
that.
yeah.
You got to do that,
Right,
and
right,
I
right.
love that. Something
Hmm.
else that like really really upset me is I saw an interview with Tio's dad, and he said something like, everybody knows how he mentally weak he is. I'm paraphrasing,
You don't do that.
and he
You
wasn't
don't do that.
listening. You don't
Nah,
do that.
you don't put him on blast like that. Because let's
No,
keep it a bean. Like for real, Teal do go through some mental. Like every fighter do though. You understand what I'm
absolutely.
saying?
And
But
we've seen it.
you as a dad, you
Right.
shouldn't go out there and say that. You know what I'm
No.
saying?
No.
Like, nah. Just because. So let me ask you this: if y'all won, would you still said it?
Exactly. Exactly.
Nah. Don't use that as a scapegoat
Yeah. And
because y'all
would you have
lost. You know
said
what
he
I'm
didn't
saying?
listen to nothing you said if he would have won? I
Yeah,
mean,
if he would have won,
yeah,
not
if he would have
you know what
won.
I'm saying. I'm saying like if Teal would have won, not
Yeah.
so much of what was the instructions about.
Right.
If Teal would have just made the adjustments and won, would you have still said he didn't listen to me, but we got the W? Would you
Yeah.
would have said something like that?
No. I don't
Yeah,
think
we know
so.
that. Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. I don't think so. I don't think so. You know, I knew that I believed that it was going to be a master class, a shutout. I did believe that. I said it previously. Yes, Tio is very athletic. Yes, he's strong. I did not feel like Shakur was going to sit in the pocket like he did, his last fight for even a few minutes. We did see him get hit to the body and to the chin, and he took it very nicely, as a matter of fact. But also, we know that Shakur has a way of using his feet to like kind of get out and get in, so it's like it kind of cushions the blows.
Mm-hmm.
It's not full impact. He's so smart, and and I
Yes.
and I'm gonna get criticism, and I said it before, and I got criticism, and I don't care. But I know that Shakur is his own person. He's going to
Mm-hmm.
be the best Shakur he can be, and I'm not comparing him as far as skill set, even though there's a lot of similarities. But as far as being a household name, I really believe that he's going to go down in history, and he's going to be a bigger household name than even Mayweather is.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's going to surpass him as far as people knowing him, following him, and admiring his great skill set. That's my
Yeah.
opinion. What
Yeah.
what are your thoughts on his future?
I think Shakur has a very bright future, man. I really do. Like, I think this fight is what he needed for everyone to believe.
Hmm.
Like, remember how it was not too long ago he got into it with Cameron and Mace
Yeah,
about people falling asleep.
yeah,
They gave him the credit right after, and it was like, no, he is who he say he is. So
he is.
now even the boxing casuals are starting now to believe it
Yes.
because he didn't run, he
Nope.
didn't overly use defense. He
Nope.
did it. He basically did. Shakur basically what he did was he used 35% of his ability to
Mm-hmm.
neutralize a good fighter that other people struggled with.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I mean? And he
You're
did
right.
his job. So I think yeah, he is going to go in there. And here's the if Shakur continues to fight who he fights, that sets the presence of is he going to be like that Mayweather name?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Because there's a lot of things that people strongly feel about Mayweather's resume and career.
Right.
Yeah,
Sure.
17
Absolutely.
years. We hear him say it all the time. You know what I mean? 17 years. He's been a champion. Everything.
Yeah.
But a lot of people question his resume because of him fighting someone similar to him in their prime.
Right.
And there's a lot of people that question that.
Yeah.
So
That's
we'll see
true.
how it goes.
Yeah, we will. It's like during the fight and during the round, the in between the rounds, it's like we didn't see Shakur breathing hard. We didn't see him looking like he wasn't confident. He
Yeah.
looked cool as a cucumber.
Yep.
He
And
kept
it's
that
even
composure.
even his grandfather gave him solid instructions every
Yes.
round, knowing he was so
Yes.
far ahead on the scorecards. I,
Yes.
I scored it 12-0.
Me too.
Yeah, I
Me
scored it
too.
12-0.
Me too. I mean, I was trying to find that one or two that people gave, and I was
It
trying
was
to
the
squeeze
eighth
it
round.
out.
It was the eighth round. It was the
Yeah,
eighth
but
round.
even then, I was like, I'm trying to close one eye and keep the other one open and try to see what y'all see, but I gave it 1202. I really
Yeah,
did.
yeah,
I
yeah.
really did. Um, we had seen like at the presser that Teal's dad went up and said something to Crawford. We know that Crawford and Teal had their little thing before. Again, it's fight talk. It's fight talk. Teal's talking trash about Crawford. Then he sees him, and Crawford takes him around the neck, and they did that little thing, whatever, and it was cool.
Hmm.
But then we saw that Teal's dad was saying something, and Crawford went up there and said whatever he said. Um, we know that there had been a previous incident, where the sisters had gone up and cussed out Crawford, and he called her whatever he called her, and people were like, "Oh my God, he called her a bitch, whatever,"
Hmm.
you know. But also I was raised. I'm old school. My dad.
Hmm.
I was the only girl. I had four brothers. My dad's like, you step up to a man, you can get treated like a man. Like you
Hmm.
don't do
Hmm.
that, and that's what
Yeah.
I believe. People don't believe in that. That's fine. That's me. That's what I believe. So I felt like whatever he said was justified because of what was coming out the other way. But the
Hmm.
reason why I'm bringing this up is that right after that, we saw that Crawford went over there and said something to his dad. I can be a little petty too. So I'm a little petty too. If somebody's talking all this noise to you and there's things going on, and your guy beats the other guy, you're gonna say something. I mean, that's
Hmm.
just we're humans, right?
Yeah.
But then people went crazy, whenever Bud had, posted what he did on Twitter. I don't know if you saw that. I'm not
No.
I'm not technical enough to like pull it up and show it, but it was like
No.
FTO, FTO, F your daddy, and F your sisters, it's like, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And people were just like, oh my gosh, that's so unprofessional. Like he
Yeah, but
needs
it's not unprofessional when it's the other way around, right?
that
Yeah.
part,
Yeah.
that part,
Yeah.
that part, you know. So again, it's boxing. It's boxing. Nobody's touching anybody. Words are being thrown around. It happens all the
Hmm.
time. It builds the fights. It makes everything more exciting.
Yeah.
Um, for you personally, are there any limits when it comes to the boxing talk? Can you cross the line in words?
I tell you what. Um, I'm a comical person, so because I have thick skin, I have
Yeah, me
zero
too.
problems roasting you, your
Yeah,
whole team, your
yeah.
family. Listen, I got no problem
I like
turning it
it.
into a comedy session.
I like
I'm
it.
always I'm always like in a bit. Like when I'm in the gym, I
Yeah,
play a lot. So I'm in a bit every time. So it's like I'm always playing. But there's certain lines that I won't allow to cross. Like if you try to put your hands on the fighter,
yeah,
nah,
yeah. No,
we're not
no.
doing that.
Yeah, no, no, no.
Like
Yeah,
I don't mind jumping in the mix. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Right.
But at the same token, if I can just try to avoid it a little bit and just
Sure.
make you look stupid by using comedy, why not?
Absolutely. See, I
Why
like
not?
that too. I like that. I
Yeah.
like that. And I'll make fun of myself. I mean, I'm funny too. I'm a funny
Hmm.
person.
Hmm.
I am.
Yeah.
No, but there was a I won't even name them because they don't deserve any credit or any attention. But there was another podcast, and they were like, oh, y'all listen to that big forehead ass Christine. Well, what did I do? I went and made a whole video with me with an even bigger ass forehead because I know I got a big forehead.
Hmm.
But I made a 5 head and I made a whole video, TikTok video, and then I posted it. It's
Oh,
funny.
like a filter?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then
Yeah,
I
yeah,
go,
I would have
oh,
did
here
that.
you
I would
go.
have did that. Yeah, 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 I'd have did that. I'd have did
It's
that. Yeah,
funny.
yeah,
Why
yeah, yeah,
not?
yeah. Right.
It's like,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. I mean, we,
Yeah.
we, we all got something and
Right.
nothing's off limits. So let's
Yeah,
go,
yeah,
baby.
yeah.
Let's go.
The only thing that I didn't like with Tio, and
Hmm.
I never told any media platform this, but um, so I have a fighter, me and Daoud Bey. So his son is Salim Bey. You know
Uh-huh.
who he is.
Yes.
So all right, so I work with Salim when Salim's in town, and then one of my partners is Daoud Bey. So we had a fighter named Joseph Ortiz, and we was fighting on the Canelo Crawford card on the underdog card.
Okay.
So we're at top rank, we're training and everything, and then Tio comes in. So
Hmm.
Tio comes in, and I see him show respect. At the end of the day, he's still a man. So I from
Yeah.
inside the ring, like what's up? You know what
Absolutely.
I'm saying? So we still training, but he's Joseph Fett is Puerto Rican.
Hmm.
So and I'm Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
Daoud's black.
Hmm.
So you said a lot of shit about both ethnicities. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he's in there and he's pumping Josephat up and he's saying some great things. And I look at him and I'm like, I look at that. I was like, yo, I gotta talk to him about that Puerto Rican shit, man.
Yeah.
And he was like, already. So he already knew what I was gonna say. So I approached him. I did. I approached Tio. About it. We spoke about it. It was dead in the water after that. It was
Yeah.
nothing crossed no lines.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And what he told me, I understood it. And that was it. It was the end of that. But I don't mind stepping to somebody to ask them, like,
Yeah.
yo, what was that about?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
understand
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like, I know
I'm
it's not
I'm the
gonna
same
go
way.
nowhere. It's
I'm the
not gonna
same
go
way.
nowhere.
I'm a cancer. We do
Yeah.
that.
You're not gonna go. It's not gonna go nowhere.
Yeah, it's not gonna go
But
anywhere.
I don't mind saying, yo, what was funny? What's up
Yeah.
with that shit?
Yeah.
And I told him, I said, look, I respect you as a man, I respect you as a fighter, but what's up with this Puerto Rican shit? Like, I don't understand that. Like, I understand if you're trying to sell a fight, but I don't understand it because most of
Right.
your fan base is Puerto Rican.
Right.
So what's up?
Facts.
And he said what he said. We
Yeah.
spoke about it. We was cool. We dabbed up, and then that was it.
Yeah. I like that. I respect
So
that.
I definitely will approach. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right. Right.
But if I could turn it into comedy, I'd rather do that.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I'm goofy. I
Yeah.
really am. I'm goofy. I like to have fun. But this boxing thing, I mean, it's definitely my life. So I totally get it. I totally get it.
Mm-hmm.
But let's talk about you. Let's talk about you and your fighters. You did mention a couple now, but you got some stuff coming up this weekend. Let's talk
Yeah, this
about it.
weekend, Friday, February 6th, we're fighting at here in Philly at Live Casino. I work with Emilion Rivera.
Yeah, I got to
It's a
interview him. It was great.
it's I'm really happy with his progression. I'm very happy with his work ethic. I love the way the team works together, Fax and Weege. I like the people that he surrounds himself with. Where
Hmm.
you got Josh Jones, you got Liana Cruz. It's a decent family oriented environment, man.
Right.
I love every bit of it. Plus, I can really be myself.
That's so good. So talk to me
Mhm.
about him and what you see as his biggest strengths.
So he's like me and his dad talk about it almost every morning. He's like a robot.
Uh-huh.
So if you say do this, he's gonna do it. You might see it in his face. He
Ooh,
don't want to do it, but he's gonna
Ocean
do it anyway.
Dream.
He's
Love
gonna
it.
do it anyway. So he's gonna do it. Um, I like that he voices his own thing with what he feels comfortable, what he wants to do, what how he thinks of combinations on his own, and let's try this, let's try that. And then the chemistry that him and Fax have, his father, is great. Like, Fax
That's
goes in
so
there
good.
and they really bond really well. And he listens to that voice. And then Weege comes in, does his stuff. And I'm in the back end. Like, I got that third eye. So I put in my input. The kid listens really well. His defense is great. He got great defense. And he's just a very, like, he's at that point where with the experiences that he's going to get throughout his course of his career,
Hmm.
he can
Hmm.
possibly be a very completed fighter, a fighter that can do it all. He could bang, he could box, he could hit, he got speed, he got defense. Like, he makes great adjustments, so it's interesting to see.
That's so good. And he's so young. Isn't he like 20?
Yeah, yeah, he's young. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's super
and
young.
so
Yeah,
he's getting in, at a
yeah,
ripe age where he is gonna be learning along the way more than
right.
he already knows,
Mm-hmm.
so he can only go up from here. So what do you
Mm-hmm.
know about your opponent?
Honestly, me and his dad Fax talked about it. He said, we all talked about it as a team, and his opponent is Emmanuel Alonso, and I think he's from Mexico.
Mhm.
Listen, um, in my personal experience with this, I don't care who's on the other side.
Right, right,
I,
right.
I really
Do what
like.
you gotta do.
I'm gonna watch you. I'm gonna
Yeah.
study you, and I
Mhm.
am saying it on live. I do study fights. I do
Yep.
study opponents, not just on the strength of a boxing side, but I do it on the strength and conditioning side because I add the game plan to my regimen.
Right, I love
So
it.
because I do that, I still study fighters. So I study them. All right, let's go to work. That's it.
Yeah. That is so
Let me
good.
just let me
And
get the
so
job
for
done.
people that, wanna watch this fight, is it gonna be streamed, or is there anywhere that we can watch it?
If they can go to, I don't know the actual link,
Okay. Well, if
but
you if you see it later, you can send it to me and we'll
if
post
they
it.
go to Hard Hitting Promotions,
Okay,
Hard
Hard
Hitting
Hit
Promotions,
Promotions.
yeah, if they go to Hard Hitting Promotions, which is the promoter, and also
Okay.
Strictly Biz, it's a
Okay.
co-promotional show. So
Okay.
if they go on their Instagram, they're probably end up going to post it, especially at the Thursday, which is the press conference, and
Okay.
then it's following with the weigh-in.
Okay. No, that sounds great. That sounds really good. I'm excited. I
Me
can't
too.
wait to hear or watch it all. Hopefully, we
Mm-hmm.
get the live stream on it. So for people that want to know where your gym is, and how they can follow you and your boxer's journey, how can they do that?
Just find me on Instagram. I talk to you on,
Yeah.
what is it, X now?
Yes.
Listen, I got like 2 followers. Like, I don't need. I
That's
go on
cool.
there for the
We gotta
drama.
get him some more followers, guys.
No,
Come on,
no, no.
let's
Listen,
go.
listen. I only go on there for the drama and the and
Yeah,
the and the news.
with your
But
popcorn.
Instagram, yeah, yeah,
You-
yeah. So I'm mainly more on Instagram, and if not Instagram, on TikTok. But my
Okay.
tag is right here at the bottom, right
Yeah, I
next to
gotta
my
follow you on
name.
TikTok.
So, but yeah, that's all I do. TikTok is more of my personal life. Like, I talk
Okay,
about my
gotcha.
stories.
Gotcha.
Stories. I do a lot of comedy bits, comedy stories. I do
I
stuff
love
like
it.
that.
Comedy. I
Yeah.
love it.
Now on Instagram, I don't really post my private life. Everything is
Yeah.
basically just
Same. Yeah.
business, unless
Yeah.
if it's on a story, then it's
Right.
different. But outside of that, that's it. Just excited to work.
Yeah, you can see my big forehead video on TikTok.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna comment on
Yeah,
it.
exactly. No,
Yeah.
you know what? I appreciate you so much. We've been in communication. I
Yeah.
appreciate you. I appreciate your friendship. I appreciate your knowledge. I appreciate you coming on and allowing me also to interview your boxers. That means everything to me. I love it. This is what I
No,
do.
no.
This is what I love.
Great pleasure. Great pleasure. The pleasure's the same.
Thank you so much. So, any last
Yeah.
words for everybody before we get out of here?
Um, just follow. Send us a follow.
Great.
Watch us. Watch us progress throughout the everything else. Please be on the lookout for Joseph Ortiz. Be on the lookout for Salim Bey if you didn't know who he is. Look out
Yep.
for Liana Cruz, who just signed with MVP.
Yes,
You got
congratulations.
Josh the Boxer Jones, Real War Jones.
Yes,
Um,
great guy.
you got the team Fax and Weege. Then Weege has his sons. Just being a lookout, man. You know what I mean? I
For
I
sure.
don't mind staying personal to specific people. You know
That's
what I'm saying?
awesome.
Yeah,
That's awesome. That's great. I can't wait to see y'all live in action one day. It's gonna happen.
yeah, for sure,
It's
for
gonna
sure.
happen. Well,
Yeah,
thank
for
you
sure.
so much. Thank you
Oh, you're very
so
welcome.
so
Thank
much.
you.
And you got to come on again.
Yeah, 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 for sure. Just let me know when.
Okay. Thank you. Have a
Yeah, you're
great day.
welcome. All right, you
Bye
too.
bye.
Bye.
And it takes forever